Hello everybody, my name is Jared, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to use a Popdock list as a data source in SmartConnect. If you've used Popdock in the past, any list that you have created can already be used as a data source in SmartConnect. This can help save time so you don't have to recreate that list in SmartConnect, or it can help you create an advanced source to compare two lists for differences or similarities, join or merge multiple lists, and restrict data and summarize lists. I'm going to show you two different examples of using a Popdock list today. Let's start by looking at a simple list that returns GP items. We don't have a GP connector in SmartConnect.com, so this is a quick way to get GP data into SmartConnect. This list is returning all of my GP items that I currently have in GP. I also just want to point out real quick here, this other list I have is returning the same record count, 228 items. We will loop back to this list a little bit later for our comparison list to see how that works. But our main items list here is returning 228 items, and I want to create a favorite, which I called sales inventory items, that returns only my sales inventory items. So I quickly set up a filter on it to return only sales inventory and save that as a favorite that I then can use once I get over into SmartConnect. So over in SmartConnect, the first thing you have to do is set up a connector to your Popdock account. That is just using your same username and password that you log into Popdock with. Once you have the Popdock connector set up, you can set up a data source to connect to any of your lists that you have created in Popdock. So I have my GP sales inventory items list here. You can see my favorite is the sales inventory items that I had showing on my Popdock list here. So that is how you select which list you want to display in SmartConnect. Once you add that data source, you can then use it on an integration process. So I have set that to be my data source, and I'm sending that to Business Central. So if I run this integration, you will see I get my 200 records, and these are going to all be sent to Business Central. Okay, the integration process has completed, and you can see I successfully sent 200 of my GP items into my Business Central. The next list we're going to look at in Popdock is our comparison list. Now that we ran an integration with SmartConnect, those 200 items that it ran should no longer show up in our comparison list because it's comparing GP items to what exists in Business Central. So now there are only 28 items, as you can see here, in GP that do not exist in Business Central. So we can take a quick look at how this list is set up. Basically, you give it a name, and then you have to set the comparison type. We only want to show the differences, so we have it selected to show differences. You can do the reverse and show only the similarities between the two lists. Once you have that set up, the next part is to choose which two lists you want to compare in Popdock. I'm comparing GP items to my Business Central items. Once we have that decided, you go to the fields section, and you have to join your fields basically, or join your lists. Item number is my unique identifier in both of my lists, so I have set item number to item number, and then I have chosen which fields I want to display on my list, and I have also set those as my default fields. Otherwise, 0 fields will show when you first go to the list here. Now that we know our list is returning the appropriate items, we can jump back over into SmartConnect, and the same as we did before, we created a data source, and then we added it to our integration process. And now when we run the integration process, it should run those 28 items that are being compared between GP and Business Central. And you can see there we got our 28 item count, and this will be a quicker run, so I will just let it complete. And then when we jump back over into Popdock, our comparison list should now show us 0 records because those 28 records are now also in Business Central. So if I refresh this, we will get 0 records, and now this list will dynamically update anytime a new item is added to GP and hasn't yet been sent to Business Central. It will show in this list here. Hopefully these two examples have shown how useful Popdock can be as a data source in SmartConnect. You can save reusing what you have already created in Popdock, because any list that you create in Popdock can be used as a data source in SmartConnect. Using Popdock in SmartConnect also lets you create some advanced sources where you can compare two different lists for similarities or differences. You can join or merge multiple lists in Popdock. So if you have Popdock joining something from GP and another cloud app like Shopify, you can join those into one list and then use that as a source in SmartConnect. And then you can also restrict out data and summarize lists in Popdock and then easily use those in SmartConnect. And you can also use GP with SmartConnect.com now, because you can create a GP list in Popdock and use that as your data source in SmartConnect.com.